Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the stream. My name's Green Eagle. I am a real-world A320 pilot, bringing my love for aviation and flight simming to all of you out there. How's everyone doing today? As you can see, we're going to be in LA. We'll be performing Delta flight back to Las Vegas, and then this evening, I think we're going to be doing Spirit Ops down to San Diego, and then for the return, uh, hopefully, uh, we can do Allegiant Ops back to Las Vegas to end out our week. I have us here on the gate in Los Angeles. The airplane is on the ground power unit, but not much else has been done there. Let's go ahead and look at our mass and balance. See how long. It's going to take about 19 minutes. I mean, how long are we? D minus 14. What's the quick turns look like? 6 minutes? Alright. We'll let it do the quick thing, but for now, let's go ahead and do our originating checks here. We want to check all of our fluid levels, make sure we don't need maintenance to come out right away for anything. So all of those look good. Excellent. And then let's go ahead and start with our origination flow all the way up here. Let's get the recorder ground control on, start testing the CVR. That sounds good. We'll test the engine APU fire. There's engine 1, APU, sounds good, and engine 2. All of those check good. The hydraulic panel is good. All the lights are extinguished. Everything looks normal there. The fuel panel, the fuel pumps are off, and cross speed's off. Mode is normal. Someone is transmitting on VPilot. What are you doing? Did not understand anything he said on VPilot there. I'll go ahead and turn VPilot up there. We need to test the batteries, so we'll do batteries 1 and 2 off. Come down here to electrical page, we'll turn them back on. And we're looking for 60 amps decreasing. That test is passed. The rest of the electrical panel looks good. The air conditioning panel packs are off, so the fault lights are normal. Anti-ice panel, everything should be extinguished. Our cabin pressurization should be in auto with the landing elevation and auto. External lights, set up however you want to set them up there. I have everything set to off right now except nav and logo is set to 1. No smoking sign is on. We're going to arm the emergency lights. The PA selector on the third ACP panel is on and turned 3/4 of the way up. All the other lights are extinguished, and the normal configuration. Cargo heat looks good. Cargo smoke looks good. The ventilation panel, all the lights are extinguished. The engine panel, all the lights are extinguished. Wipers are off. Coming down to our glare shield here. Left to right, we want to make sure all of our lights are extinguished. The current altimeter here in Los Angeles, 293. So I have that in there. We want arc 10 miles and constraints on. For the center of CU here, we want to be in heading vertical speed, not flight path angle, and both of the windows on both sides of the divider here work, and same thing on the first officer side. Coming down to the cabinet display, we have the PFD turned full bright, ND turned full bright. We want to make sure both the inner and outer knobs are turned all the way up. If we use terrain on ND, we want to be able to see it. The standby attitude indicator is aligned. There are upper and lower ECAM displays are in the correct orientation. Brake fans are off. Landing gear we have down through green. We want the anti-scan nozzle steering to be on. Our date selector looks like the correct date and the correct time, so that all looks good there. Same thing on the first officer side, we want to check the NT and PFD. Coming down to the center pedestal on the captain's side, we want to make sure the MCDU is on, the RMP is on with all the digits displaying in the window, the ACP is looks like it's in working order. Integral lighting, however we want to set it up there, we want to make sure the weather radar is off, and so is predictive wind shear coming up to the center pedestal here. We want to recall any statuses. If we got normal, then we're going to hit clear, make sure that clears out. Our trim wheel, we want to make sure it's at 0. Thrust lever is idle. The engine masters are off, mode selector normal. The rotor trim, we want to make sure there's digits in the window, and the gravity gear extension is stowed. Same thing on the first officer side, except when we get all the way down to the transponder, we want to make sure it's in auto, on, all, and standby. We do have auto ATC. And that's going to be Squawka 5170. I'll go ahead and put that in now. 5170. There we go. Lastly, we're going to do a accumulator check here. So let's go ahead and press on the brakes. We'll release the parking brake. And we're going to check the indicator, the triple indicator here. I'll release the left brake. And alrighty, goes down to 0, back up to 1,000, right brake down to 0, up to 1,000, excellent. Go ahead and set that. I wonder why the left brake brakes so slower than the other one here. Let me go ahead and check my controls real quick. I have, nope, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know why? Okay, okay. Oh, the reactivity is set to 0. There we go. Alrighty, that will apply and save. Go back, resume. Okay, I literally did nothing. Alright, let's try this one more time. Alright, I'm gonna release the brake. I'm gonna hold the... Oh. I don't know why it released. There we go, the brakes are off. Alrighty, that's how that goes. Sweet deal. And as you can see, whenever we test the brakes, you see how the pressure goes down. We're not really worried about it. You can, if you're really worried about it, turn the yellow hydraulic pump on and get that to repressurize. But what we're going to do is when we board up, they're actually going to open up the cargo doors for us. And so that's going to recharge our accumulator there. Alrighty, so with all that done, we're going to go here into our ATSU. Well, I don't need to go into ATSU. I need to go back in the main menu, FMGC. There we go. We have a good database, the FM56 5P4 engines. Excellent. And then knit page, we're going to go ahead and knit request our flight plan. Excellent. There we go. Boop. And we're going to be Delta Airlines today, doing flight 3318. We're going to be going from LA to Vegas. That looks good. There is no alternate. Excellent. The cost index for us today is going to be 21. So we get a cost index of 21. We're going to be cruising along at an altitude of 29,000 feet. That looks about right. I said the deviation is plus 13. So that's going to be minus 16 if I'm doing math good. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. And the current temperature outside is... Oh, that is Las Vegas. Ooh, I put up the wrong airport there. What is it in LA? Weather. Okay, so the altimeter is still the same. It is 18 degrees. I was like, yeah, there's no way it's 30 degrees right now in LA. They would be freaking out there if it was 30 degrees. Alrighty, 18 degrees out in LA. Alright, let's get to the unit B. We're going to be planning on a surface weight of 123.8, 12.8. And I will swag that CG. It's usually somewhere in the ballpark around there. And our block fuel, 12.5. There we go. And let's go ahead and zero out our route reserve there. Going into the flight plan page, we're departing LAX. We're going to be departing off of runway 24 right, 24 left is closed. We're going to be on the, what is it, Orca 5. We're going to be going all the way out to Meissen, and then Meissen is going to be the transition. I don't think ATC is on right now, so I'll put in the whole thing. For is it the Yankee? Yeah, I'll put in the whole thing. So we'll do the ILS Yankee, runway 26 left. On the rounders, usually what they do, and then Meissen transition. So usually what they do is they don't want you putting in any transition going into Vegas, because you don't know if they're going to clear you for the transition yet. And if they don't clear you for the transition, I'll bring the chart up here. If they don't clear you for the transition, as you can see when you get to Bourbon, you're supposed to fly a heading or a track outbound from Bourbon. And if it gets really busy, that's what they want you to do so they can vector you back around the pattern. Otherwise, if you don't, the airplane is going to start flying this, and ATC may want to vector you out Platts, Boulder City over, Lake Mead and back around again. So, but since we're on Vatsim, no one is online, that's what we'll do. That way we get good vertical guidance all the way down to the runway there. So we'll go ahead and insert that. Excellent. Let's see. Well, let me get the winds first. We'll do a wind request. There we go. Over to the performance page there. Did it in SimBrief, so our numbers are going to be 136. If you notice, the numbers have been pretty consistent because our fuel and passengers and weight have been pretty much the same the last few days. So 136, 136, 137, flex is 63, and that's going to be a config 1, and let's call it 0.2. We'll find out once we get our preliminary and final load sheets there. Let's go over to the descent page, put 290 for our descent speed when we transition over. Secondary flight plan, we'll go ahead and copy the active there. And that should be it. Let's go ahead and begin our boarding. We'll do a quick board, 6 minutes. Sweet. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get the APU started up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. There we go. Alrighty, got the APU coming up, and while that is coming up and the passengers board, we can do a very, very quick briefing. So we'd ask our handy dandy co-pilot if he is ready for a departure briefing. And of course he's going to say, yep, I think I'm ready for a departure briefing. Alrighty. Any threats? Well, no real big threats out of here. We'll be departing over the ocean, so no real terrain to worry about there. Yep. I think that will be good. Yeah, no big threats. Pretty short taxi though, so we'll start up and we'll push back, start both engines up, and then we'll do our flight control checks here at the gate before we taxi out to make sure engines get their full 5 minutes of warm up. That sounds good. So we're here at gate 24, I think it is. We'll probably taxi to 24 right via Delta 9 Echo and Romeo. We're across 24 left. When we do get there, plan on a flaps 1 flex. Standard reject considerations. If we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue to take it airborne straight out over the ocean, and more than likely we'll make a pattern back around to either 25 right or 25 left. Both of them have plenty of runway. We should be below our max landing weight, so that won't be a factor. We will continue out on the set. Let's radar vectors back around to Clipper. So let's go ahead and bring that up real quick. So We have, what is that, Fabra at or below 3,000. Then we'll get radar vectors back around to Clipper at or above 10,000. And then Kegs between 13,000 and flight level 190. Then Coop at or above 15,000. And then Orca, then Navy, and then Myson. Yep, and then Myson is the transition on the Rounders 2 arrival. We have 241 miles. We got 239 in the box. That checks out. Let's see. What is the top altitude on the SID? Flight level 230. We'll go ahead and put, nope. Yeah, flight level 230. So we'll go ahead and dial that in at this time. So flight level 230, that is the top altitude there. Excellent. And let's see. Do you have any questions with our briefing? No, I have no questions. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead and finish off our last little aircraft preparation here. So, seatbelt sign, the fuel pumps are on, external power off. We can turn the APU bleed on. We get the seatbelt sign on. And we're going to check to make sure the pumps are on, tanks are balanced, hydraulic quantities are checked good. You can see when they open and close the cargo doors how that recharged the accumulator there. Pressurization is an auto with the correct landing elevation. That looks good. And our engine oils look good. Our ND looks like it is showing the correct, it is oriented correctly, showing the correct information. VFD, yeah, the V1 and V2, climate nav blue, flight directors 1 and 2, windows close and lock, and our oxygen is checked there. Now we can perform a before start checklist. Recorder ground control on, AML flight forms on board, reviewed aircraft 317, fuel quantity. 12.5 required, 12.5 on board. Takeoff performance 136, 136, 137, flex 63. Oxygen checked. Seatbelt sign on. ECAM checked. Park brake on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters. We get 2983, 2983. PD's off. Before start checklist. And departure briefing review. The before start checklist is complete. We're just waiting for the last little bit of passengers to finish getting on board. Looks like they have. Excellent. We should be swinging back. It is. We go ahead and turn the beacon light on and call our pushback driver for a manual pushback. There we go. So we got all our doors are earned. The flight attendant is going to come up and let us know what our final count is. And we will see them in Vegas. We're going to make sure that when the door closes, that light extinguishes. We're set up to communicate with our pushback crew. And we have all our doors armed. And you never leave the gate without your pants, alright? You need your parking brake, the APU, noticeable steering disconnect, and a TCAS. Make sure you have your pants, okay, and the seatbelt sign. So never leave the gate without your pants, alright? And the beacon is on. There we go. Let's go in here, check our company messages. There's the preliminary, return, let's do the final, accept, 1239. And the 123, okay, close enough there. And what were we? 31.1, okay. 31.1. Alrighty, that looks like it is all set there. Looks like we are hooked up and ready to go. We'll push out, make sure no one's in the alley behind us. Nope, it looks like we have it all to ourselves. So we'll just go ahead and begin our pushback here. Let's go backwards. Brakes are released, we're clear to push. this is a pretty tight turn here. Interesting how these lines are set up. It looks like someone just randomly drew lines on the ground here. Alrighty. And we'll call that a pushback. So, I'll bring it there. Brake set clear, disconnect interphone. You'll have a good one. We'll stop the pushback there. And we will start the engines. There we go. Trying to send volumes up so you can hear the engine start. Alright, that sounds like a good start. We'll hop right on into the flight deck for the start of the second engine. Alright, to get engine starts, we'll start the timer there. The truck is gone. I have a salute. We'll acknowledge the salute there. And flaps 1 after start checklist. Alrighty. After start checklist, engine anti-ice is off, status checked, rotor trim 0, after start checklist is complete. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do our flight control checks. We're here on the ground, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Go ahead and turn the puddle disconnect on, full left, full right, neutral. Excellent. Turn that back off again. We can go auto brakes max 29.6%. So 29.6, that looks like it's probably going to be like, nope, other way. Looks like it's down like 0.1 or 2.2. We'll call it down 0.2. So we'll go ahead and Here, slant down 0.2. The other way around. There we go. Sweet down. We can turn the predictive wind shear on, and let's go ahead and do a takeoff config. There we go. Let's go ahead and run it before takeoff checklist. Flaps, 1 planned and 1 indicated. Takeoff date and speeds are checked. Weight, we're planning on, we're at 136.2. We're planning on 137.9, so that's good. Step trim is at, we get that from this page, 29.6%. We get 29.6%. Flight controls checked. ECAN memo is takeoff cabin blue. Before takeoff checklist to the line. There we go. Alrighty, we are ready to taxi. Look here, make sure no one else is around. Alright, and you know what? I bet you LA has a CTAF. I should probably tune that in. Thought CTAF LAX 2095. Alright, let's hop back inside. 2095. There we go. Got that on. Excellent. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Los Angeles traffic, Delta 3318 is taxiing to runway 24 right via Delta 9 Echo and Romeo. Los Angeles traffic. Alrighty, there we go. Let's get moving here. And I'll go ahead and turn that on, and we'll turn that on so any air traffic control gets on. They'll be able to see us. Alrighty, we're clear on the left, we're clear on the right. Alright, we got the time of the engines, and I need to taxi super slow. There we go. Let's see. Hello, Leo? You say, what's the difference between nav and logo position 1 and 2, and when would you alternate between the use of them? So, the difference is just the bulb here. Let me see if I can go outside once we turn. Alright, here, I'll switch just to drone cam real quick, and then I'll show you. Are you gonna go? You're not gonna go? Really? Alrighty. Drone cam. How about this? Boom. if you look, you can see that there's like two different bulbs. You got the green one that's lit here, and then there's another one right there, and then there's your strobe light right there. So that's bulb 1, bulb 2. Um, and really, all that's doing is, let's go back inside, is it just alternates between the bulbs. And so how you alternate them, like, and you do whatever you want with them. A day, B day, even odd, whatever. Um, so today is the 20th, right? So it's an even day, so we can go to bulb 2 if we wanted to. So now when we go outside and we go look at the bulb, guess what? Now it's on the second bulb. Boop, right there. And there's no right or wrong answer until like which one you should use. It's really, well, I mean, if your company has a SOP on like, even odd day, then, do what your company's SOPs are, but there's no right or wrong answer to that. But thanks for joining the stream today. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a good day. The weather's kind of blah here in Los Angeles right now. Alrighty, this looks like it is Romeo, so we're across 24 left on Romeo. Los Angeles traffic, Delta 3318 crossing 24 left on Romeo, Los Angeles traffic. Alrighty, cabin is ready, so that's good. There we go. Turn the chrono off there. This airplane is taxiing almost like it's heavier than it is. I don't know. Like it barely wants to go anywhere. Whereas the last few streams, it just like it seems like it wouldn't, didn't want to stop. There we go. We're moving with purpose. Alrighty, we'll let the flight attendants know we're taking the runway. There we go. We'll turn up all our lights. It's clear left. Let's go outside real quick. Make sure no one is on final. Yeah, it appears to be clear on the right there. Los Angeles traffic, Delta 3318, lining up runway 24 right. Los Angeles traffic. Alrighty. So, let's get our lineup going.
Hey, traffic citation 17 Foxtrot, we're on about a 2-mile final. ILS 25 left.
Oh, sweet. They're on 25 left. Alrighty. Alright, a little bit crooked there. That's alright. So we deal with the little LA, that little famous LA, whatever that is. I think that's a restaurant there. Right below all those arches where they come together. Alrighty, enough of that. Enough stuff. Without delay, I'm going to turn up the sim volume here. And let's do this departure out of Los Angeles. So, half down on the side stick. And I'll announce we're departing on your Orca 2 departure. So here we go. Los Angeles traffic, Delta 3318 is departing 25 right on the Orca 5. That's the Orca 5 departure. Los Angeles traffic. Alrighty. So, that's done. Half down on the side stick, 50% on the engines. Alrighty. Flex. Thrust set. 80. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Hero. The LA. It is. The marine layer, as they would call it. The marine layer is super thick out there today in LA. Alrighty. There's our thrust reduction altitude. Put back down into the command bars. Climb. I'm sad. Oh yeah, you can barely make out the coastline out there. Strobe lights are off. Thank you, Airbus, for telling me that. I'll be back in auto. Big deal. Well, remember, we gotta cross Clipper at or above 10,000 feet. Once we get the flaps up, we'll probably make our left-hand turn on around. There we go, flaps up after takeoff checklist. We'll make a left-hand turn all the way back around to Clipper and out on the Orca 5. Los Angeles traffic, Delta 3318, it's 4,500. We'll be making a left-hand turn to Clipper on the Orca 5 departure, Los Angeles traffic. Alrighty, so with that, let's go ahead and hit direct to Clipper, and we'll go ahead and execute. Oh, it's just so cloudy. The marine layer is just not doing Los Angeles any favors today. Getting a little hand flying in today. I'll bring that sun volume back down to a more reasonable level. There we go. Should be a little bit more reasonable. Alright. We should be approaching 10,000 feet. Once we do, I'll turn the exterior lights off. We definitely have Clipper made, so that's good. When you get like a SID like this, where you have like super high crossing restrictions very close to the airport here, sometimes you gotta be careful. Because if it's a hot and heavy day, uh, you're in like a 321 and you're hot and it's hot and you're heavy and you got this high crossing restriction to meet, like the airplane might not make it, which has been the case a few times in various airports around the country, where you just gotta say unable to make the crossing restrictions, and they usually just tell you, that's okay, climb the best you can. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get the autopilot back on. That's enough flying. That's pretty a pretty easy departure out of LA. Go straight out, make a U-turn and go back straight again. Alright, autopilot 1 is on. And I did the after takeoff flow, but I don't know if I did the checklist. The gear is up, flaps are up, and the pressurization is checked and coming up. After takeoff checklist is complete. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. Let's get some en route tunes going. There we go. And again, this is another one of those flights that's actually very, very short, so you kind of make the best out of the little bit of time you have. Let's go ahead and climb all the way up to, I think our cruising altitude is 29,000 feet. Let's check. Flight level 290. We go open climb. That way we don't get restricted. I don't think there's any other restrictions. We just crossed the last one at or above 15 as that coupe. Yeah, and that's going to be the last one, so we should be good there. Turn the FO's ND on. Terrain on ND. Because why not? Right? I don't know why. Oh, now you're going to work. Don't want to work before. When I wanted to drone into the light bulb here. There we go. So you see the two light bulbs? That's all that is. You got the two light bulbs and then you got the strobe. You can see. I didn't know the strobe strobed in that direction. So it goes from out to in, I guess? Or right to left? Does it do it on the same side, on the other side too? Yeah, out to in. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that it strobed like that. Cool. But yeah, so that's what it is when you're talking about bulb 1 and bulb 2, or a nav 1 and nav 2. You're really just talking about those two light bulbs right there. And then on the very back you get another nav light, so there you go. We're on system 2, so you got the right side, and then system 1 is the left side, and then you got another little strobe light in the back there. So that's all those mean. And there's no right way or wrong way, wrong, right or wrong position for them. It's really however you want to do it. Let's see. Are we through transition? Yes, we are. Let's go. First, let's see what the Vegas meter is here. 53 minutes ago. It's still 83, so let's go transition standard. Once, twice, and thrice. There we go. We can also turn the wing light off, and that's a smooth day out. Let's turn the seatbelt sign off as well. They're not going to have a lot of time to get up and move about the cabin anyway on this flight. Go ahead and put this in a page that makes sense. Probably flight plan page. There we go. Ugh, cloudy out there today. Very cloudy out there today. What is Vegas showing? They're showing Compton clear, 30 degrees. It is a stereotypical day out in the desert. Calm, 10, clear. Literally nothing is unrestricted there. It is the nicest of nice days. I mean, it's 30 degrees, which is pretty hot, but I mean, not really for the desert, you know? But it's still morning time out there, so 30 degrees, you're looking at what? I think that's 85 Fahrenheit, something like that, roundabouts. Oh, well, there's no clouds over here. Wonder what it looks like outside. I gotta see. Look at there. You can definitely see where the mountains have just like prevented any weather from moving over the mountains. It's clear, literally on the east side of the mountains. But you turn around and just look to the west of the mountains. It's just keeping all that bad weather right there on the coast. That's why LA, San Francisco, San Diego, they get that like marine layer that just kind of sticks around because the mountains prevent it from blowing out into the desert here. Don't know what airport that is down there, out in the desert. Probably some sort of Air Force base. I would assume it's some sort of Air Force base based on how big those runways are. So after this week, it might be a little bit before I stream again, just because coming up next week is my yearly recurrent training, and that's what kind of led me to make my first video series there, train like a real pilot. As I train up the scenarios that we're going to be doing in the sim, brush off the dust so I can show off for the examiners in the simulator. I figured, why not bring you guys into the simulator with me and show you kind of what some of our training is like whenever we go back into the simulator every year. We're about to level up here at level 290. You can see our top of drop area is already right just in front of us. Let's go ahead and get the LS push buttons on. There we go. And let's bring our chart on in here. And we'll go plan 10-mile range there. And Navy is right in front of us, but we get Meissen is at 240. Then we get Teddy, then Whatev at or above flight level 190. Then Totes, then Rounders at between 13 and flight level 190, 250 knots. From there we'll go to Grandma, then Beauty at or above 12,500 feet. And then Envy at or above 11,000 feet. Then we got Redkin. I think that's how you would say that. Redkin is at or above 9,000 feet, 210 knots. And then you got Waffle. And then Bourbon is at 8,210 knots. I got the transition in there for the Yankee. Runway 26 left, ILS Yankee, runway 26 left approach. So we got Bishop, then Hog. Bishop is at or above 7,000 feet. Then we got Hog at or above 6,600 feet, 200 knots. Then we got Kodsi at or above 5,800 feet. Huxar at or above 5,000 feet. Then Reelan. And Reelan is at or above 3,800 feet. That's 5 miles, 30-degree glide slope to the runway there on a 259 course. Excellent, excellent, excellent. For the missed approach, it's going to be a climb to 3,200, then a right-hand turn to 6,000 on a 00, heading and an inbound on the BLD. I keep forgetting the name of that VOR. Boulder City. There we go. Boulder City VOR. 286 radial, and we'll hold it there. That is in the box. There we go. Our rad nav, we got IRLE, that looks good. 111.5, that looks good. 259, that's the final approach course, that looks good. 30-degree glide slope. Hopefully this time the airplane doesn't try to fly me into the buildings like it did last time on this approach. We'll see. We want KLAS, runway 26 left approach. We have GPS primary accuracy high with an estimated 0.03. That looks good. Performance page here. It is calm winds, so I'll use flaps full. The weather is currently calm. 0 at 0. Go ahead and zero that out. 30 degrees. 2983. So we will put that in there. The bottom is going to be 2269. So 2269. Excellent. Go ahead and put myself back in arc mode so I can see where we are in relation to our top of drop. That looks good. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and manage that up now. The bottom side is Bourbon at 8,000, so we will select 8,000 down here. And I'll go ahead and manage that up. I forgot to put Unicom up there. There we go. We'll put Unicom up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And let's see. We did our backwards Z. We don't need to do the double D. Let's do auto brakes low. And let's go ahead and brief our other pilot. Are you ready for the approach? Yeah, I'm ready for the approach briefing. Alrighty, we're going to be doing the rounders to arrival into Las Vegas. Our first restriction is Meissen at 240. And the bottom is Bourbon at 8,210 knots. Plan on doing a visual. It's beautiful out. We'll back it up with the ILS to runway 26 left. That's going to be chart 11-3, dated 29 September 23. I have the same chart. Let's see. The highest MSA around the Las Vegas area are 12,900 feet. That's a quadrant to the west. There is a special engine failure for this. If we do go miss, then we lose an engine. Instead of, we'll continue on the published miss and just make our way down the valley down there. So if we need to, we'll just stay in this valley instead of going all the way to the master approach point, which is on top of a mountain. So we'll just make a right-hand turn, stay in the valley, get rid of vectors back around. Otherwise, if we do go missed, 2 engine miss, we'll just do the published miss or tower sign heading in altitude, whichever there. The published is in a box and has been verified. You will use flaps full with auto brakes low, and let's plan on making a right-hand turn off on Alpha 5, 6, or 7, and I think, let's zoom out here, uh, they, they were showing online that they parked at gate 42, D42, which is somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, the end here. That was at the end. There it is. So we'll park there. And we do need to do a landing assessment as well. So let me just, I'll leave that the way it is. It's kind of nice that it keeps that for you. There we go. Rounders. And let me get rid of this real quick. And let's perform a landing assessment. Landing calculations. Thank you. D. Osborne. Hi. Why must the seatbelt sign be turned off during refueling? That's not like a thing in our manual. That's not like a thing in our manual. Let's go ahead and apply the METAR. Let me grab this landing data real quick. 132.8. I'm always very quick on that. I like to use low idle brake, idle reverse because that's the worst, like the worst distance you can get right there. You always want to be more conservative. Manual land, flaps full, auto thrust on. So we need 6,900 feet. We got 10,500 available. So we have that all done. But to answer your question there, it's not really something that's in our manual. That might be like operator specific, that it's got to be off during refueling. Because in our manual, we're just going to turn that on, whether we're refueling or not. We're going to turn that on um, when right before we do our before start checklist. And sometimes, they're almost done refueling, but they haven't closed the door or something like that, and that refueling light is dependent upon that door being open, not if actual fuel is being delivered into the aircraft. So we turn this fast seatbelt sign on before start checklist. But my assumption as to why some operators may have that off, mandatory, it has to be off during refueling, is for evacuation purposes. So if something goes wrong during the refueling process, people don't have their seatbelts. They're not seated with their seatbelts on. They can just get up and walk right out of the airplane with no issues. That would be my guess. There's no rhyme or reason in our company for what we do. I don't know. But that is what it is. I know. What is it in the Phoenix here? I don't have GSX, so I wouldn't be able to tell you all the options here. GSX, right? So like, uh, auto connecting and auto deboard, auto disconnected, auto catering. Wait for refueling before boarding. So like, again, like that little thing right there. That's like, okay, well, why do you gotta wait to refuel? Or refueling has to be done before you board. That to me doesn't make any sense. Because you can board with passengers on board. So, um, different operators have different things. Like we have a different requirement for what has to be done when we're boarding with fueling with passengers on board. But that's operator specific, and I'm not going to say what it is. But again, it's all for safety. So like turning off the seatbelt sign during refueling, that could be a safety thing. So that's my best guess. So I'm gonna see what the arrival the arrival CTAF is here. Let's see, dot CTAF. KLAS, there we go. 119er.9er. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and tune that in now. 119er.9er. Excellent, and we will go ahead and put that in there. Hello, Las Vegas traffic at Delta 3318, flight level 215 over whatever, descending on the Rounders 2, 26 left transition, Las Vegas traffic. there we go. We made our announcement there. Let's go ahead and, well, I like how that's oriented. Actually, let me flip them. Boop. Backwards. There we go. Move you back one more page. Excellent. The Osborne, thank you for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Good question. Good question. Good question. I hope that that answered your question there. We had some good questions in chat today. Some good questions in chat today. Um, so let me go ahead and clear out this putting message here. I wish we took a delay, 4-minute delay. Okay, well it is what it is. Um, so um, one of the things I wish that they would implement in the Phoenix that they already had implemented in the fly-by-wire is I wish they would I really wish they would implement where you could send a message to other airplanes. I thought that was pretty cool. It's fun to mess around with, especially if you're flying with a few of your buddies online. Alrighty, we're through 20. Alright, we got a little bit of time before we gotta do our descent checklist. Alright, it's slowing up for this restriction here at Rounders. It's gotta be below 19. Let's see, I'm gonna bring out a little bit of speed brakes here. Get you going. It looks like it wants to cross it just at 19,000 feet. What does the box say it wants to do? It wants to cross Rounders at flight level 190. Yep. So, here we go. On profile. Wait, the speed brakes out just a little bit. I don't like using too much speed brakes. That's just me. Zane Leo, during my climb, why do I get a green ignition on the ECAM? Which airplane are you in? That will depend on what so you probably never noticed it, but depending on the airplane, whenever you go flaps 1, so the IAEs have flame out, their flame out protection. Hold on, let me go ahead and put these in 2983. There we go. So the IAEs have flame out protection. So whenever you are go flaps 1, um, the ignition is going to turn on, and then they don't turn off until you go flaps up. And so that's probably why you're getting the ignition on the ECAM, and that is completely normal for IE operation. Otherwise, the only other way you're going to get ignition on the ECAM up here is if you actually move your mode selector to ignition start. So if I do that now, you'll see ignition come up, and the reason you want to do that is that's flame out protection. So let's say you're in heavy rain or icing or something like that, where you want to protect the engine from flaming out, you turn the ignition on, just in case enough water gets through the core of the engine, the igniters can relight that fire and keep everything going. looks like we are on profile. We got beauty at above 2,500. Looks like it's going to cross it at 13,153 feet. Excellent. I'll make my next call over beauty. The Nevada desert out ahead of us. Zine Leo. So, would it be standard practice for takeoffs now with the switch in the ignition position? Nope. Nope. It would not be standard practice. You should not. It's doing that thing again where it drops down. I think that's the airplane, or not the airplane, the sim. Let me go back up, make sure it's still on the arrival. It is. I think that's the airport loading in. I honestly think that's why it just randomly keeps dropping frames. I wonder why it used to not do that. So I really wonder why it does that now. I have no clue. That's so weird. Every single time we've flown in, it drops down to one frame. And then that's what we get. Alright. And still gonna be descending. It's off course, but it should still be descending quite good now. No, would not be standard. Standard is norm. Hence the reason why it's called norm. That's the normal position. Any other position outside of norm is a abnormal position. So if you're using crank, that's not a normal position to be in. Ignition start, not a normal position to be in, unless you're starting the engine, right? But norm is usually always a norm. But good question, everyone. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how you would use the ignition system in the Airbus. And I missed my call. I'll get it over NV. We're at 12,000 feet. That's where we need to time the flight attendant seatbelt sign is on. And I forgot to do that through 18, and we forgot to do a descent checklist, so let's get that on. This time the flight attendant's back into sterile. We got 2983 and the altimeter there, and there's no status messages. Descent checklist altimeters 2983, auto brake low, proof approach page set. Our info briefing is reviewed, rounders 2, visual approach, backed up with the ILS to runway 26 left, status checked. The descent checklist is complete. Sweet deal. So yeah, oh, there's the airport right there. There's Vegas. There's the Strip. Looks beautiful out there. Alrighty, make sure, yeah, it's 19.9. Low Vegas traffic, Delta 3318 is over NV on the rounders 2. Transition to runway 26 left, Las Vegas traffic. Alrighty, that has been made. We're through 10,000 feet MSL. Let's go ahead and get all our lights on. There we go. There it is. Dude, Flight Tempo does such a good job. Like, you can see the little ads they have on the side of the hotel. That's absolutely insane. I do not know how they did that, but that is such a cool detail. But you can see the strip right here. Super expensive golf course right here. It's like the only golf course in the area too. I think like Top Golf is like somewhere like down here, something like that. Yeah. The strip goes all the way down to there. I wonder if that's the old... I don't actually know where the old strip is. The old Las Vegas strip? Don't know. So, Red Quinn is at 9,210 knots. We crossed the decelerate point, so that's why the aircraft is going to decelerate all the way down to um, green dot there. We won't do that. We'll let it decelerate down to 210 knots like we should. And I'll go ahead and select that speed. Bring that down to a 10-mile range. Let's go ahead and get rid of our in-flight music here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. There that goes. Thank you very much. And let's go ahead and get the flight recorder going. There we go. And we are recording for the replay. Excellent. We're on our way down to 8,000. Review Fenix minus 10. So let's go flaps 1. Speed verify. There we go. Excellent. Right when we get to 8,000 feet, I'm going to slow it up to 200 knots. There we go. That way we're already configured for Bishop, which is 6,600 feet and 200 knots. And then I'm not going to arm the approach until we're like around the corner from Huxar. So just inside Huxar is when I'll arm the approach up. Oh, I actually got to put 3,800 in there. Let's do that. Manage you up, shall we? Manage 3,800. There we go. So, the only thing about VNAV that the Phoenix is not getting right is when you're in selected speed, it has to maintain your selected speed. It's not diving for the bubble like it currently is. It has to maintain your selected speed. So it'll go idle, and it will do an idle descent all the way down to your, but it will maintain your selected speed. It's something that Phoenix on the VNAV path has some work to do. Not saying it's all bad, but that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna go ahead and dial on 170 now because the airplane will never get there without the help of some speed brakes. There we go. I'm just gonna manage my speed through speed brakes. Literally, that's all I'm gonna do. Alrighty, here comes our glide slope and hopefully our localizer at the same time. We'll wait till it starts sliding in. Come on. You can do it. There we go. The loc is coming in. Loc capture, glide slope capture, set the missed approach altitude. It is 6,000 feet. That is set. Review Phoenix minus 10, flaps 2, speed verified. Excellent, I do have the airport in sight. Las Vegas traffic, Delta 3318, 9 mile final, runway 26 left, Las Vegas traffic. Alrighty. So that's going to be our last call there. Sounds good. I'll go ahead and drop the gear. Try to get everything slowed back up again. We'll manage that up. Excellent. Alright. We're Fenix -10. Flaps 3. Speed verified. Go ahead and arm our speed brakes. Excellent. And we're Fenix -10. Flaps full. Speed verified. We're landing checklist. Altimeters. Tuner 83 crossing 3400. Engine mode norm. TCAS, TA. Sorry, no, landing gear is down and through green. ECAM memo, landing no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. There we go. I do have the runway in sight. Let's see what the airplane does this time. Last time it tried to fly, it looked like it was flying me right into the buildings below. Let's see what it does this time. Leave everything off. I'll leave the autopilot on. See where the glide slope takes me.
1000.
Stable. I'll turn its volume up and I'll see you on the ground. It looks like it's going to do it again, but it's hard to see the nappies. Stable target sync 8. Alright, autopilot's coming off again.
100 above.
Shallow it out. No clue what's going on with that.
100. Minimum. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
There we go. We're down. Let the lens will come down, touch the ground, deployed. Excellent. 80. 60. Go ahead and turn the auto brakes off. We're manual braking at this point. Go back to idle thrust. And we'll take this right hand turn off right here. This looks like it's going to be Alpha 6. And we'll cross 26 right on Alpha 6 and take Charlie into the ramp. Las Vegas traffic. Delta 3318 is clear of 26 left, crossing 26 right on Alpha 6 and taxiing Charlie to the ramp. Las Vegas traffic, final call. Alrighty, so there we go. We are cleared to cross. Heard no one. I didn't see anyone. Yeah, no one's out there. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That's interesting that twice that's happened. Don't know. I don't know if that's something with the scenery or am I setting something up funky in the airplane? I have no clue. Alrighty, we're clear of both runways. Flaps up. Alright. These there. We'll put you back in auto. The ATC is online. Not too worried about that. Excellent. There we go. All of our after landing items are complete. We'll take this right hand turn here on Shirley and taxi down to the D42. Oh, we'll probably go in. I can't see what that crossing taxiway is there. And, okay. Yeah, that's the issue. The moving maps diagram. All right. So those intersections are Charlie 6 and Charlie 5. I'll probably take Charlie 6 in and call that a day. Alrighty. Approaching Charlie 6 now. APU is up and available. Tank delay can come off. Let's go outside. And I'm pretty sure 42 is somewhere on the end here. I just don't know which end. 41 or 42, I guess we'll get it right. One of them. We'll park at one of the gates. Oops. Oh, they got a few Uniteds sitting over there on the gate. Sweet deal. Can't see what gate number that is. 42. That looks like it says 42. Sweet deal. Still blows my mind. I don't know if you guys can see it, the strip in the background with like the ads like going on the buildings. Like how they do that? How they do the sphere? I have a lot of questions, Flight Tampa. I have a lot of questions, but I ain't mad about it. You guys did a good job. Other than the ILS for some reason bringing you in on a really weird glide path and whenever the scenery loads in, it goes to like one frame. It's probably my only complaints. Oop. Alrighty, there we go. We'll set the parking brake, go back inside. Fast evil sign can't come off at this time. If you is available, we can turn engine 1 off, and we can turn engine 2 off. That's good there. We'll go up top, turn the fuel pumps off. Alrighty, and the beacon light can come off. My attendants will disarm the doors. Wow, that was a hard changeover. Let's see, we're checking our fluids. Oil looks good, hydraulic looks good. Spoiler 3 for the blue system there, and then we got oxygen in the tank, so that's good. And our doors are disarmed. Excellent. We will begin the deplaning process. There we go. Deboard. Is that actual time arrival? So, okay, so, yeah, a little bit behind schedule, but it is what it is. Shutdown checklist. The park brake on and checked, engine masters off, engine mode norm, speed brake disarmed, radar off, windshield PWS is off, fuel pumps off, slides for disarmed, APU on. The shutdown checklist is complete, so we can go ahead and turn the bleeder back on there. We'll let it go ahead and deplane while that's doing that. Let me go ahead and stop the replay. There you go. Stop recording. Thank you. Let's see. And there's already no one on other than these two guys here. So I'll probably just we'll turn the sounds back down again. How about that? Yeah. Seems more appropriate. There we go. Yeah, it's just these two on. It looks like, and they're about to leave here in a second. Anyway, let's see. Boop. Wonder where they're going. I don't know, but it looks like they're doing like a little group flight. Probably both to San Francisco. That's what I would think. Why is their nose? Both of their noses are up in the air. That's very interesting. Is it like a push? Oh, it's the pushback tug. See how it's slowly coming down? Oh, no, maybe not. I don't know. I thought it might be the pushback tug. Eh, at any rate, let's go back over to our airplane. There we go. Excellent. Disconnect from the network. Bye-bye airplanes, and I can get rid of you. Thank you very much for your service. Actually, you know what? I'll probably leave that up. Leave it up. And let's see where we are in the deplaning process. Oh, almost done. Alrighty, in that case, let's go to panel states. And we'll go ready. We're done deplaning. Sweet deal. Let's go ready, state, activate, and I will do that. I don't have any grays here. Excellent. And let's go ahead and load our replay, shall we? That looks reasonable. There we go. Hit play. And I know. There we go. Brakes are off. And waiting. Waiting. Alright. Cancel that. Sweet deal. Let's see. Let us fast forward somewhere. What? Okay. Well, that makes sense. Let us fast forward. Alright. Everything's gonna be out the right side, because I know that's where the strip is. Alright, let's go ahead and release the hounds. Alright, calm winds. One of the better landings I did. Didn't float it out too much. Didn't try to go for the super butter there, but still. Overall, I'll take that landing any day. Any day. Good landing. I don't know what it is with the glide slope here either. I probably never noticed it coming in before because I always turn the autopilot off around the 500-foot mark and follow the pappies on in. And I probably just never noticed how low it brings you in. Oh, nice landing. Nice landing there. Let's run that back a little bit there. There's the strip in the background with the mountains as the backdrop. Beautiful approach into Vegas. For all you flight simmers flying out to the Expo, hopefully you're sitting on the right side of the airplane. I think that's going to be the best view. Is out the right side of the airplane. Especially if they're using 2.6 and 1.9. You're sitting on the right side, you'll see a great arrival in there. And if they're using 2.6 again for takeoff, you want to be on the right side of the airplane. Hopefully you guys have done your research. Let's zoom back out again. Get an exterior shot here. Of course, we got to get the strip and the mountains in the background. There we go. Look at there. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I just love looking at the Vegas Strip on the way in. It's like, you know you've arrived at Vegas when you can see the Strip. You look out the window and you can see the Strip down there. It doesn't, even though, I mean, I felt like it's harder, my landing was harder than what that made it seem. Because that one made it seem like I almost rolled it on. Let's switch to our drone view here. Yeah, let's do that. Excellent. Alrighty. Oh. Yeah, let me unlock or turn off the follow mode. There we go. Now I can do this. Yeah, I mean, it even looks like I'm coming in low. You just look at that and you're like, yeah, he definitely looks like he's coming in a little low. Oh, beautiful though. And definitely looks like I rolled it on there. Definitely looks like I rolled it on. Alright. Alright, let's switch it back up. Get one more replay going in there. Let's see. Back onto the flight deck here. And let's go backwards, shall we? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Definitely get this last replay going. There we go. I'll try to cancel out some of those cautions. There we go. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to join the stream today. Really do appreciate it. Zane Leo, Diosborn, great questions today in the chat. If you ever have any more questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I definitely would like to answer any more questions you guys have the best I can. Just understand there's some things I cannot answer for you. However, thanks for coming out and joining me. Definitely look forward to the stream tonight. And until I see you guys the next time, remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.